Let's get reaction to ANC, to the Tshwane Eskom debts. ANC Regional Chairperson Kgoši Maepa is joining us now from Pretoria. Thank you so much for your time. We do appreciate it. I wish you would have heard the interview with the Chief of Staff of in the Mayor's office, Jordan Griffiths. He's basically saying that the 635 million rand is this month's electricity bill, and it has a lot to do with government departments that have failed to pay the city. What is your response to this?
Good evening to you, Heidi, and to the viewers of eNCA News. The African National Congress really is disappointed by the behavior of the DA-led apartheid-style coalition government in Tshwane. The debt has been a debt that has escalated in areas. So you don't go into areas if you have a current account. And Eskom won't come out and say, you owe us 635 in areas when you have a current account. So that is misaligned. We can't take that. So that is a bad excuse. And you can't bring other people like departments in government and things like that. When you say, I mean, we have been having departments in government since 1994 in Tshwane. And we have never failed as the city of Tshwane since our establishment in 2000 to pay an account of Eskom, because residents pay money into the city. As they pay money into the city, the money then must devolve, because there is a top-up amount that the city takes from the electricity money and so on. So it can't be that we're having a situation where we now blame departments. The departments and schools have been owing the city of Tshwane for years, for more than 25 years, and they pay retroactively. So it's a mismanagement, failure in fiduciary duties, fiduciary responsibilities, no due skill and care in the sight of the DA coalition, and they have failed. I mean, they announced last year that they were bankrupt, and now they want to blame it on administrators and things like that. The city mayor was made to withdraw in council. I heard the gentleman when he said the mayor never did withdraw. We have it on record. We can send it to you. Council meetings are recorded. He had to withdraw because he was giving false information, and we will be laying charges against him tomorrow at the Brooklyn police station in that regard, and more other charges on other things.
Okay, quickly just tell me, when the DA-led party took over Tshwane, what was the bill sitting at with regards to what was owed to Eskom?
No, we never had a bill when they took over. We had a surplus of 600 million in the account. It's on the AG reports of 15, 16, and 17, 18. We never had that. We have never had an account with Eskom that is owed by the city of Tshwane. It's the first time since establishment. As I said earlier, if you listen to me in my earlier comment, I said that since the establishment of Metropolitan Municipality in 2000, we have never had an account or a bill of above $500 million owed to Eskom. And now it's an area account, because that's what Eskom is saying. It's not a 15-day account. Eskom CEO came out live, I think it was put on national TV, where he said, Tshwane owe us, we want them to pay, we are helping them, because they don't want to switch off. This money has been accumulating.
Yeah, I actually did that interview with the CEO, so I just want to get your understanding of what you think has gone wrong, because clearly there's an ongoing political argument here with the DA and the ANC. And at the end of the day, it's the citizens that suffer, because we need service delivery delivered to us, especially those that are paying for it. And now it just seems as though there's an ongoing political fight between the DA and the ANC. The DA was live now on this channel, the Mayor's Chief of Staff, saying that it is your government that failed to pay. It's government departments that have not been up to date with these electricity bills. So I just need to understand what's actually going on here, because there's a huge concern that Eskom's going to switch the lights off. It's not small change. It's 635 million rand.
Heidi, but how do you blame the ANC for non-performing financial performance of collection and payments of the city of Tshwane residents? There are over close to 1 million accounts that are paid every month in the city of Tshwane. There's a collection there that is made of electricity and purchases of electricity. That is not a political debate. The DA has failed in its fiduciary duties to manage our finances of the city of Tshwane. That has nothing to do with the African National Congress. The DA has been government since 2016. And since when have you heard in 2016-17 where the money was owed? There was no money owed because there was a surplus of 600 million in the account. The DA has mismanaged the money. Now, after mismanaging the money, it blames departments, national departments. The money is collected from residents, not from national departments. National departments are very few. I mean, how many national departments do we have as compared of 1 million accounts that we collect electricity from? So it can't be national departments that are responsible for failure of the DA to pay Eskom. I mean, the CEO of Eskom is clear. It's money that comes from residents that was not passed over to Eskom. So that has nothing to do with a political discussion. The ANC doesn't enter in any of that pigsty where DA is failing to meet its fiduciary responsibilities and duties of paying creditors. So you can't blame the ANC for that, and you can't bring the ANC in that. The simple matter is that the DA coalition government has mismanaged money of Tshwane for 5 years because they don't have experience to manage the size of a metro in the city of Tshwane. They have been mismanaging Cape Town. They brought some things here. They failed here because the environment is not the same. As a result, now they are finding excuses. There is no excuse that departments owe Tshwane, therefore they can't pay Eskom. Money is collected every month, every day, every hour, weekly, where people buy electricity and they pay for electricity, and that money goes into the Tshwane account. That must be passed to Tshwane. So Tshwane has taken money from John to pay Helen. So as a result is that money that was supposed to be used to pay Eskom has paid many other people, and it's unfortunate that right now we have to talk about national departments as if the residents of Tshwane are national departments. There are 3.2 million people residents of Tshwane, and there are almost 28 departments. So 28 departments can't take responsibility for money that is paid of 3.2 million of residents that was not passed over to Eskom. We are shocked, and I'm challenging you that you must now find out whether the city owes as well rainwater. You'll be shocked. Now you must tell me whether departments have drinking all the water of the 3.2 million residents.
Mr. Maepa, I just want to ask you, Jordan Griffith says that you are never in council meetings, and he's actually called you a liar. So I want to give you the opportunity to respond to that, because he says that the reason why you don't understand what's going on is because you're never in council meetings.
I want Mr. Jordan that I said to him that I'm Dr. Maepa because I'm competently qualified as compared to the mayor who has falsified his qualifications. So first of all, I'm always in council. I said to them, the mayor also had to withdraw that because he had to provide evidence of the meeting that I missed. The mayor, somehow when he was campaigning, was speaking about meetings of finance committee. I think there were 2 meetings where they postponed the meeting, and actually the DA never called finance meetings in the year 2021 in council. So I want them to bring it on record and show me those committee meetings, because it's the only thing that they can use against me when I put facts. The fact is that Tshwane owes Eskom 635 million. They must pay. They have failed to pass over the money, and the mayor tomorrow will lay charges according to the NQF Amendment Act, because he falsified his CV and misrepresented his qualifications to say he studied at University of Pretoria. It was put on the website. It was put on many other publications at the Department of Trade and Industry where he worked, and many other things. It's somebody that can't be trusted. The mayor of Tshwane has lied to the public. Now they've changed and said his qualifications are now UNISA. But we are going on ahead tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. to press charges against him on that, but also on the 4 billion narrative that they have created not to pay Tshwane and other obligations that they have, their financial duties.
Just lastly, Dr. Kgoši, what's the plan going forward? I know you're saying that you're going to the police station to lay charges, but at the end of the day, over 600 million rand is owed. I know it's not your responsibility to answer to this, but there is a concern as to what's going to happen and whether or not the city can pay this money.
The city is technically bankrupt because it can't pay employees. There's a 3.5% signed collective agreement nationally with unions in the city of Tshwane. On Thursday, the DA voted for an exemption because they can't pay that money. So it's not just Eskom, it's many other problems that we have. I also put to you the issue of water. There's a serious issue that the DA and its alliance in the apartheid-style coalition, they are asking for exemption on a national bargaining of local government not to pay the workers, because there is no money. The DA has mismanaged the money. The money was not mismanaged by the ANC. The ANC was last time in office in 2016 in August. Today we are in 2022 in January. The DA can no longer use the narrative that the ANC. So what we are going to do is we are going to write up to the minister, we are going to write to the province and expose that the DA has not reported that the city is technically bankrupt because they can't pay service providers, they can't pay the money to unions, to workers, they can't pay Eskom. I am sure they also can't pay rainwater. So the issue is much bigger than what it has appeared. And I'm challenging eNCA to go out and speak to workers that there was a collective agreement signed in July 2021 that has not been honored to this day. The people have not received their money as a result of an FDA and a DA coalition government that is just focusing on servicing affluent areas instead of giving service delivery to our people in townships, in Mamelodi, in Atteridgeville, in Oliver Bosch, in the old areas of Nkangala and so on, where our people are living in veritable hell as caused by the DA. The African National Congress will ask the national and provincial to intervene in some of the things like electricity and water so that there cannot be cuts of electricity or water in our city, because the DA has really failed to manage the city of Tshwane. So we'll ask for certain specific services that may be taken by government at the provincial and national to make sure that our people continue receiving services, because the DA simply can't manage Tshwane, can't even collect refuse removal or patch potholes in the city of Tshwane.
Yeah, I just think this whole situation is very unfortunate, because at the end of the day, we need service delivery, and that's really lacking in this country. But we'll be monitoring the story very carefully, and I take on your challenge, Dr. Kgoši. I'll definitely look into these documents as soon as we get access to them. Thank you so much for your time. That was ANC Tshwane chairperson, Dr. Kgoši Maepa.